What's up, you guys? It's your girl Stephanie, and welcome back to my channel. I guess he heard me say that just one too many times, honey. All right. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Stephanie, and welcome back to my channel. Listen, you guys, I feel like I don't like when I go without posting. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm back this time around on YouTube, and I just want to make sure that I post what I'm actually going through, because I be on YouTube, but I be like right now I'm kind of in this learning stage where I'm watching a lot of videos and things like that, especially about living in your car, you know, living in your car with a toddler, how to live in your car, how to do all these wonderful things when living in your car. So I'm just not on YouTube just, you know, killing time. Like, I'm really doing this because I'm trying to learn what I'm about to embark on in my upcoming journey. All right. Now, in my last video, if you've seen it, I just kind of just talked about how I was getting ready to move with my now 3-year-old son to another state, right? And I was going to be door dashing full time or whatever. And so I did not mention that because I really didn't know for sure, right? I was looking for apartments and things like that, but I did not mention that I was going to be living in my car, right? Because I said that, hey, I'm going to move regardless of the time. I'm not going to keep waiting till everything falls in place in order for me to move. I'm like, hey, I'm working. You know what I'm saying? I can get an apartment. Let me go down there. If I have to get a hotel room for, you know, the first few weeks or a month or whatever, I'm going to do it. And let me work. Let me, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fix my credit for one, right? I need to fix my credit. It's not that bad, but I need to fix my credit, right? It's that, and then I'm really ready to invest in my business, which you guys, let me just tell you, I am also a used car dealer. I'm starting from scratch in the business after breaking up with my son's father or whatever. I feel like he really made me make bad decisions with my money, or, you know what I'm saying? That's a long story, you guys. I'm not even going to get into that. It's going to be a whole nother video when I had that type of energy to talk about him. But just know that, you know, I've been a used car dealer. I became a used car dealer basically because I was having a kid and I was a flight attendant, and I knew I couldn't stay a flight attendant forever. So I bought a rental property and basically was like, hey, let me start this business because that's the business that he was in. And, you know what I'm saying, let me do what I need to do now that I'm about to be a mother. So a lot of changes, you guys, a lot of changes. And let me just say this, because I know you guys, you know, I'm going to do a separate video, but let me just say this. When they came to, because I've been in the business, the used car business, for about a good 3 years. And for me to be starting over, you know, I feel like everything happens for a reason. But also, my child's father, you know, he told me out of his own mouth, like, hey, I made sure you didn't make any money. That's what he told me. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Because simply put, I was letting him, you know, borrow money supposedly, and in exchange, he was going to fix my cars because, you know, I don't know everything about cars. I was just coming into the business basically forcefully because I was having a kid and I wanted to be able to provide for my kid, and I knew I couldn't be gone for like 8, 9, 10 days at a time being a flight attendant. That's not the mother that I wanted to be. And my child's father was not the type of person to keep my son with, you know what I'm saying, full time. So yeah, in exchange for letting him borrow money and, you know, grow his own business, I thought, you know, he said that he was going to fix my cars or whatever like that. But he purposely, I would buy cars, and he would, you know, come up with every excuse, every type of obstacle, you know, that he had in order for the car not to get fixed. And then anytime I complained, he would call the police on me. Like, if I just went up there to the shop that we both was on the lease of, and I said, hey, you know, you're supposed to be fixing my car. Like, you know, you're fixing your car, but you're not fixing my cars. He would just pick the phone up and call the police and say, hey, my child's mother is up here trying to, like, beat me up. And, of course, the police is looking like, oh, she must be a scorned woman or something. So, at that time, I weighed, after my baby, I weighed about, I want to say 216 pounds. Before my kid, I was about 142. Now I'm about a good 130 or something like that. But yeah, I was just so depressed with that guy, right? I was so depressed, and he was trying to get me locked up, and he, you know what I'm saying? So me being sane, right? Because first of all, he's 20 years my senior. But anyway, you guys, me being sane and me knowing that I was, you know, probably dealing with postpartum and then dealing with the stress of him and him trying to ruin my business in the way that I provided for my kid financially, I took a step back, right? Like, I stopped going up there. I just kind of just did whatever he wanted me to do and stayed out of his way. And, you know what I'm saying, in the background, I knew that I was coming up on this, I would eventually come up on this journey where I couldn't be 216 pounds, right? I knew that because that was a lot of weight for me. I was just unhappy. It was a lot of stuff going on. And so I just kind of took that time to just heal. I was like, hey, I'm not making, you know, the money that I should, but I'm still making something just simply off of titling out his cars that he was selling, which, you know, I could have been titling out my own cars, or whatever. I just took that time. I did a lot of research on, you know, building your business and things like that. And I worked hard to, like, lose weight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I worked out. I did, you know, fasting here and there. And so, yeah, because I knew that weight came from me overeating. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just depressed. So I figured it would be easy to drop off because, you know, I was fighting to get out of that. And I'm so thankful that I, you know, got out of that. But, anyway, you guys, let's get back on topic, which is me getting ready to live in my car with my 3-year-old son. So once again, you know, I can easily get another apartment, but I don't want to. I don't want to have to pay, because you're not going to make that much money with DoorDashing, right? And for me personally, with my situation, I need to be using all of my resources I want to use my resources to, you know, buy my cars and get back in the game. On the way of that, start more understanding business credit, or whatever, and building my business up the right way, and yeah, eventually getting us a house. So, or even if I can get us an apartment, my main thing is, listen, I want to be able to have the freedom of taking my time, focusing on the creditors, because I've already started fixing my credit. Like, I got something that was like, I got one loan that I had from my early 20s, before I was even a flight attendant. It was like a loan for like $3,000 or maybe $4,000. Like, I started watching videos about how to repair your credit, and kid you not, I got that deleted off my account, like off my credit report. That's gone, right? And like, so I have so much hope when it comes to clearing up your credit. And so I just want to be able to focus on that. I don't want my focus to be on making sure that I work so hard and then have to give half that money for rent, for the lights, for this, for that, everything that comes with getting an apartment. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that, or whatever. So yeah, this is something that's just temporary. Yeah, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Once I move to that state, I do plan on making more in DoorDash tips and stuff than I am here. I feel like I have not done the morning shift, like the 6 o'clock shift, but the most that I have made in a day was like a little bit over $100. And I just feel like if I go to another state, I can make more than that. Go to a different market, you know what I'm saying? I can make a little bit more than that. But anyway, this video, once again, I just feel like this video is all over the place. But right now, I'm living with my mom. So, you know, technically, you know, she doesn't expect me to stay there too long. But you know, right now, you know, if anything happens, if anything, you know, if all else fails, I can, you know, come back to her house or whatever and work on my next plan. But yeah, I'm getting ready to leave. I don't care. I'm getting ready to leave. So yeah, you guys, I'm excited. You know, I'm kind of nervous. I mean, I'm excited about the fact that this is only temporary. I'm going to be saving money, and I'm going to be, in the difference between staying with my mom and going off and living in my car is that I really, 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 really need discipline, more discipline than what I have now. Okay, let me just say that, because I stayed in my car for maybe like 1 or 2 nights to try it out, and I remember I stayed in the Walmart parking lots both of those nights, and I was up like right, you know what I'm saying, before the sun really got to come up. So I was up like, hey, what can I be doing that's productive versus me staying at my mom's house. Like, I even set my alarm, even I went to bed like at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4 really. I set my alarm because I said, hey, I'm gonna try to work the 6 o'clock shift for DoorDash, or whatever. I had just got off work from DoorDash, maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, we went to her house, took a bath, and lay down, watched some YouTube videos. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to get to the laundromat so that I can wash my clothes. Or I'll probably just start back DoorDashing because it was kind of slow at first. Slow, and the tips was too low. Okay, but yeah, so versus me staying at my mom's house, I set my alarm to get up at 6, and I did not get up. Like, I cut that alarm off, and I just know for a fact, like, you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to hold yourself accountable, and that's what I'm doing. And I know, you know, even though, you know, staying with her and trying to get out of her house should be enough motivation. If I got something to lean on, I feel like I'm going to lean on it, right? And right now, I don't want that. I don't want anything to handicap me. I don't want anything to hinder my growth, stump my growth, none of that stuff anymore. I don't want it. So, yeah, you guys, we're going to see how this goes. I don't plan on keeping this car for too long, but I do plan on starting off with it. It has some type of issue when it comes to like the connectors on the coil packs. I got my child's father to fix it the other day, which he owes me. Okay, he owes me a lot, but he's not gonna pay. So I kind of talked him into fixing the car, or whatever, and he kind of just rigged it up with tape, y'all. Like, seriously, he rigged it up with some tape. I didn't even think that he was gonna cut my wires. I thought we were just changing out the connectors on the coil packs. But he ended up cutting my wires because, he thinks he knows more than me or whatever. But yeah, and so then a fuse had blew out, and so he had to go find another one, and then that one blew out when he touched the wires again, so he had to get another fuse. So 2 fuses within an hour, y'all. But my problem with this car was that if I cut it off, sometimes it's hard to crank back up, right? Like, and you can tell it's kind of like misfiring when it comes to the connectors. So when I DoorDash, I kind of have to keep the car running. Okay, I kind of have to keep it running. So I don't like to go to restaurants that make me wait too long because I'm trying not to cut my car off. Although I do take breaks in between them, and I will park my car and let it cool off for a minute, and then it'll crank right up. But trying to crank it up like that or whatever within 15-20 minutes of the last crank, or once you cut it off, it's sometimes it gives me problems, and I don't want to ever be stranded, right? But right now I feel like so I'm using my money that I'm making to, instead of paying rent, investing it into this car. I'm getting this car fixed little by little. So what we're going to do on tomorrow is he's going to change the spark plugs, which I could do that myself, but because he rigged those wires up like that, like, I just don't want to even touch it unless I go get another fuse, and then I'll do it myself. But I'm gonna let him do it. This air is in my face, honey. Come on, what's on? But yeah, you guys, I don't like having to drive and talk to you guys, but and I actually can pull over now and probably talk to you guys, but my son was I had the car off and he was making it hot with his extraness. And so, but now he's in this car seat taking a nap because we're driving. And I know if I stop, which now I can't because now I'm trying to do other things. But yeah, some of my videos will be parked, especially when I really start staying in my car, because I want to stay connected to you guys. Okay, I know I got a tribe out there, and if you're part of my tribe, just please please comment, okay, and subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I just know that it's a tribe out there for me. Everybody has a tribe, and you just have to find them. And I feel like if you're watching this video, 9 times out of 10, you're a part of that tribe. So, hello. Nice to meet you. All right, you guys, but so yeah, I'm gonna get I already got the oil change, stuff like that. I'm just gonna get the spark plugs done. I mean, look, if I have to keep my car running when I get up there in Georgia, okay, I think I said in my last video I'm going to Georgia, so if I have to keep my car running in Georgia, so be it. I'm going to be dashing my behind off with my kid, you know what I'm saying, on my hip, like whatever. Like, my main goal is just to get up there and go ahead and get started with my plan. Because I mean, I pushed this car around all day. I've been pushing it around for some months now, you guys, since I left my apartment in March, and it's like August now. So and my car has been, it's been keeping up with me. I may have to let it cool off for a minute. I've only been stranded really like one or two times where I had to just wait. I had to call my child's father, beg him to come up there to look at my car. And I kid you not, you guys, both times that he came, or the first time that he came, my car, as soon as he let the hood up, he let the hood up, and he said, just try to crank it, and I cranked the car right on up. Like, it cranked up with no problem. Like, you know how, like they say, your car make all type of noises, and then once the mechanic gets there, or you take the car to the mechanic, your car just get quiet. Like, that is true, y'all. Like, my car, I was there for, like, I was stranded for an hour. I had just put my kid in daycare, which he's out of daycare now, because I knew daycare wasn't going to work for me, but it did give me a much needed break. It allowed me to focus on my plan and figure things out. But yeah, he's out of daycare, but it was his first day of daycare, y'all. Okay, his first day of daycare. That was the first time my car cut off. Well, I turned my car off and it didn't cut back on. Although it could have. I didn't know about moving the connectors around at that point, because I didn't really know the problem. Okay. But yeah, so I had to sit there in my car for about an hour, and then my child's father came, and the car cranked right on up. But yeah, now I'm fixing that issue, you guys. And if I get to Georgia, and let's just say, my car all of a sudden, just cuts off, don't want to crank up for nothing, even if I move the connectors around, even if I do this, do that, I have enough money where I can, get a tow truck, maybe get a rental. And honestly, I'll probably just take this car, get it towed to the nearest auction, because I'm a used car dealer. I'll get it towed to the nearest auction and run this bad boy through the auction, and let a more advanced and financially stable used car dealer deal with this type of issue. Okay, because this is a good car. Besides that connector issue, which I feel like if it was done professionally, I wouldn't be having this problem. But it's a good car. It only has 73,000 miles on it, which is pretty good. I've been pushing it around, so I need to start keeping up with my mileage. Just where I don't do that with DoorDash. Don't get on me, y'all, but I'm going to start, I promise. But yeah, you guys, so I'm going to get the spark plugs put in on Monday, no matter what. If I got to do it myself, or if I got to, if he's going to do it. He said he's going to do it at 10 o'clock in the morning, so whatever. I'm also going to go and get 2 more tires changed out on this car. I actually got one changed out, but it has a slow leak already. So I'm going to go to another tire shop or something and get that tire done, get the one, because it's both of my back tires. I'm going to get those replaced or whatever. And I also want to tint my windows. I have a little tint on my window, just a low tint. You can see right through them still. So I want to go ahead and tint my windows and just go from there, you guys. So this video is long, 23 minutes. Oh my God. But yeah, you guys, I just wanted to just explain my story so you guys can kind of just get a background of me, or whatever. I think I kind of covered a lot, even though I was kind of like rambling. But my next video will definitely be an update, because I plan on, even though I don't have an exact day, like a date, it's going to be real soon. Like, if I get everything done, my tent, my tires, and my spark plugs, which that's what I'm going to be doing next week. Yeah, I'm going to be cleaning my car out, getting us, I'm not even going to buy everything at once. Like, I know we need pillows. We have a cover in our storage room. We don't be too cold at night. Like right now in my mom's house, we sleep with a sheet or whatever, and that's good enough for us, because we're some heavy sweaters sometimes. But yeah, I know I'm gonna need like a battery, some type of power pack, like the what's called a jackery or something like that. I've been been watching and seeing what I need and whatever. But I'm just gonna wing it, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna wing it, and if it does not, I feel like it's gonna work out for me. No lie. Like I'm really one of those. I'm a free spirit, and I think being a nomad is so me. You know what I'm saying? I just want to really get into it and really just be my authentic self that I haven't even met her yet. So, yeah, you guys, that's it for me in this video, you guys. I don't want to keep rambling, make this video too long, okay? But like I said, make sure you guys like, comment, please comment. I love to hear what you guys have to say. I want to stay connected with you guys, and just make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to eventually have this channel monetized. Okay, that's the plan. That's one of the plans, to make money or whatever. As I work this out, I want you guys to follow my journey when I rebuild my credit. I'm going to share more information on that as well once I get to Georgia, because that's what that's going to be a part of my job, is to fix my damn credit, because I'm going to get me and my son a house. Okay, we are going to have our house. We are going to have access to credit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the rich people do. They do not be out here using their own money, and we know that. And so yeah, just give me 3 months, give me 6 months, give me a year, give me something, okay? I'll even get an apartment once I get my credit to a certain level. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just ready to build my business, because I know I have it in my mind, and I'm just ready to execute on everything that I can do to better our lives. So that's it for me, you guys, all right? Thank you so much for watching, all right? Peace.